with Cedric Haynes.
All right, welcome back. Let's get another check at that afternoon forecast up here in the northern part of Utah. Not much going on, Cedric, but down south, different story.
Different story, different day, same story, really, is what we like to say, because we had this pattern since this weekend. It continues today, and it's going to continue for a few more days. But for our southern mountains, you remember last year, our southern mountains, we couldn't get them any snow.
Yeah.
It was all the storms were to the north.
It's a switch up now.
Hey, let me show you. It's a switch up. Here's a live view from Brian Head, and as you can see, the snow is coming down out there. Yeah, another day with snowfall taking place there, obviously accumulating, and, this is great conditions for them because, of course, it's pretty mild all across the state. But for these folks, of course, it takes a little longer to get some of those perfect cooling conditions to be able to make that snow. So it's always good when you can get more natural snow coming down. And I think we'll see more of that as we progress throughout the day. So to let you know, we do have these winter weather alerts that are in effect here, these winter weather advisories for the southern mountains. That does include Brian Head. That includes the Pine Mountain Valley area. That includes places like Boulder Mountain as well. And again, areas above 8,000 feet, be aware you're going to definitely run into some winter driving conditions, and that does mean the potential of 6 to 12 inches of snow. Wouldn't be surprised as a couple of isolated locations pick up a little more than 12 inches of snow from that system. And then, of course, if you're in between about 6,500 feet and higher, you can see anywhere from 2 to 6 inches of snow. So another decent snowmaker for our southern mountains. And yeah, it's all because we're low pressure scooping up this moisture, and it's cut off from the main jet stream, so it's moving pretty slow. And because of that, it's going to be with us here not only for today, but also as we go into our Wednesday as well. And that'll continue to pump up that copious amounts of moisture, especially across southern Utah. Here's the weather map, and you can see, again, there's your low pressure center down near Las Vegas or just to the south. They've got flood warnings and flood watches that are in effect there in the Vegas metro area. So it is another active day there. Of course, we know this brought some flooding and major weather conditions down around the LA area a couple of days ago. So this system continues to churn that moisture north, and we're seeing that moving back into southern Utah currently. And so you can see we've had some valley rain showers stretching from St. George over towards Springdale. Enterprise got some rain. We've had some rain showers around Kanab. Now we've got the mountain snow showers showing up there for our elevations above 6,500 feet. And that's where that snow continues to come down. We're going to see more of this moisture continuing to be in the area. And while we don't have any flood alerts here in the Beehive State, we do have a marginal risk that we could see a little isolated flash flooding. So if you have plans heading out to some of the national parks or state parks today, just be aware that there could be in those dry washes, the slot canyons, those areas could get a little rough depending on if you get a heavy downpour in or near your area. Futurecast shows us the moisture here over southern Utah right now will continue to try to drift north. It may get close to the I-70 corridor, so folks in Price over towards Richfield, back towards Green River may have a chance of a little precipitation. And then we kind of lose it when we lose the daytime heating minus a couple of isolated showers overnight. But with that low pressure to the west, we churn in more moisture as we go into our Wednesday, first across southern Utah, and then that will stretch and potentially try to build in an isolated form further north across the Beehive State as we go throughout the afternoon hours. So I don't think a big rain chance here across northern Utah. There will be a chance of a few spotty showers. And then by Thursday, that storm system begins to move away. But look at this, yet another one knocking on the door, moving in Thursday into Friday. So as far as rainfall goes, again, a pretty decent area that's going to pick up about an additional ½ inch to an inch with some lighter amounts here as you get up towards the northern half of the state. Meanwhile, that southern snowfall potential continues to be in place there. Some of those areas where we see that purple, that's where we could easily see up to a foot of snow or slightly more maybe. So we're going to be watching that, particularly if you have some travel plans. State Route 12, State Route 14 from east of Cedar City, if you're going from Parowan to Panguitch on State Route 143, watch out for some slushy, snowy conditions, hence why they have the winter weather advisory in place. Temperatures out there, 40s and 50s in most areas outside of the southern mountains, so not a bad day, especially for November. Here's a look at your forecast. St. George, mid-50s to the upper 50s through the end of the weekend into next week. Rain chances wrap up just in time for the weekend. Otherwise, the Wasatch Front will be in the 50s through the next 7 days. A few showers possible Wednesday, a few showers possible Friday, but really the story all about the comfortable temperatures. Listen.